All right, so this video here is going to be about the XTOOL D8 Bluetooth version. As you can see, this is the Bluetooth version here. There's no wires. It's basically just the D8 version with no wires and a much better battery. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a really quick scan real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and show you some things about the actuation tests and special functions that this tool is capable of. And also, we're just going to go through the list of the special functions that they have just right out and just show you just the power of this tool and just how much you can get from this tool. Again, I think hands down for the price, there's no tool that can come even close to what this tool here can offer. Now we're going through here. First of all, you can see that the unit does have topology, and you're able to zoom in and zoom out to make that a little bit smaller, bigger if you want. I guess I'm gonna make it a little smaller so I can see all the modules on the screen at once. I do have some codes, as you can see, but again, all these codes are really communication codes. In my car, I actually need a new battery in this car. It's not that bad. I mean, I think it's running at like 13.8, 13.7 volts, which again, it should be 14 or 14.1 or so. And maybe that's why I'm getting a lot of these little communication codes in the car, but it's not affecting the drivability, and all of them again are just again, communication codes. All right, so as we can see, and real quick, if you're not familiar with topology, what it is really just shows you what's on the network together. So really, when you have a problem with something, like for example, if I look at the chassis, all of the things, all that stuff there in that blue line is on the same sort of, let's just say, sort of interweave together. And so if you have a problem in here, you might want to check those modules versus checking modules that could be in the power you see up here in the top part, or the body, or the others at the bottom. So it really gives you sort of a head start. I mean, I'm sure there's more data you might can extract from a topology map, but that is just the basic general data that you're going to extract, is what's connected to what on the network and what might be affecting one module or another on a network. All right, so let's just go ahead into the let's go to the ECM. Okay, because what we want to do, we just want to take a look at, I want to show you some the actuation, the bidirectional controller actuation functions and special functions, and show you just a plethora of what this thing has to offer. Okay, so this is just for the ECM module. Now don't forget, we have all those other modules on the unit, on the car. All right, so we're going to actuation test here. Let's see how many. There is plenty of actuation tests, like for example, the AC clutch compressor relay, the active air grill position. I didn't even know it even had that. So actually looking at it, you might can find out something about your car that you didn't even know existed. I didn't even know my car had an active grill shutter position. I knew that was an option, but I don't know if it's standard. So now I know that my car does have that. Let's see, in fact, if we go active, let's go shutter one. I got to do it. I got to verify. Let's see, open. And close. Okay, so it is opening and closing it. So that means that that value now is 0 because it's closed. So that means that it's, I'm not sure. I got to look into this. What is this active shutter? I guess it's just regulating air coming in, hitting the radiator is what I'm assuming. All right, so that's pretty cool. Let's see, data stream. May have some voltages here that would make sense, so you can kind of, like, if you had to diagnose it, you can diagnose as voltages or maybe resistances or something. Oh, maybe not. Let's see here. You see degrees, RPM. So you got a, oh, okay. So they do got some voltages here. So in other words, like, this is all the data points that are associated with your active grill shutter. So you have 43 data points here that, you know, you can associate if for some reason, if you had to diagnose what was going on with your active grill shutter. I mean, this is super powerful, actually, that you can just click that and it pulls up all of this all of this pertinent or relevant, to say, data. Let's go check something else out. Well, okay, of course you can go to the evap system. You can do a purge and seal. You can open up the vent solenoid, open or close the purge solenoid. And if you don't know what those are, the purge solenoid allows gas vapors to enter back into the combustion chamber to be burnt. And the vent solenoid is usually at or near the gas tank, and it lets out air that's, gas stream goes through the carbon. It lets the deactivated version of the fuel out into the atmosphere, but the actual fuel vapors are going back into the engine through the purge valve. And you can use that purge and seal to diagnose if you have an evap code like a P0, I want to say a 442, P0442, I think is one. I believe a small evap leak, because I had that for a long time. So you can see quite a bit. And again, don't forget, this is just in the engine control module. As you can see, let's see, instrument panel. Let's just check out the lights here. The check engine light is on, so I can't turn that on. Well, I guess I can't turn it on because it's already on. Let's just hit on to see what happens. It does, yeah, it didn't do anything. Yeah, I wouldn't think because it's on, because it's by virtue of the car being the switch or whatever. All right. So let's go back out to, we're going to try another one. I'm going to just go to, because I know I had a question about the Wi-Fi in this car, potentially the OnStar. So I believe that's in this radio module, I want to say. And we're going to go ahead just to show you just how this thing can dig into modules. I'm just trying to just show you a few examples here. Let's go to actuation test, info, satellite antenna, enable, remote enable circuit. Nah, not that. But again, as you can see, this is still a lot of things you can manipulate if you really needed to. See, special functions, reset control module, erase valid code mode. Yeah, that makes sense. So if you set valid mode, is more like you can set a code somebody can't do so much to your car. I don't know what the circumstances are, but if you forget that code, you can actually go in here and erase that code. All righty, let's see what else we got here. This is parking assist, cancel. No, no, we don't want the seat memory. But anyway, you saw that. I'm trying to figure out where was that. Let's see what this is. Radio controls. Let's hit diagnose here. Okay, let's go into, okay, so that's the only thing you do is read trouble code and live data and the radio controls. What is this one? Human machine, no, not that one. I'm looking for now. Serial gateway. Can't remember which one it was. I'm looking for that particular one. I don't think it's that one. Oh, here we go. Telematics communication interface. Okay, we're going to go on diagnosis. So again, if you go to, first of all, let's go to that actuation test. Phone call test, red indicator, green indicator. So if you had that options in the car, so basically it will go through, I believe what happened, I'm not going to do this, that you could do a phone call testing this green and red indicator through your OnStar system is what this right here is, I believe. Special functions, remove, reset module. You can change the Wi-Fi password, the SSID, vehicle health data upload, remote vehicle speed limiting, reset. I mean, there's lots of things here you can do. Let me see what this is. Turn on remote vehicle speed limiting reset. Oh, I know what that is. I think in here, I think that's what you call like a teenage driving mode or something where you can limit certain things. That might be what you can do is set the speed limit where it can't go but so fast, I believe. So as you can see, I mean, there's, again, like I can spend so much time just going on and on and on about what's inside of these modules. And it's just like it never ends, just how much you can dig into modules here. And let's see here. Let's try one more here. What is this right here? Keyless entry control module. Let's go into that. Because what I want to do is try to show you, let's see, actuation test. This is just going to be exterior driver handle switch. Let's do that. Let me see if I can hear anything. Okay, no. Oh yeah, that's just going to test for the key fob. But anyway, you can test. In other words, if you was having a problem with the handle on the outside of your car, you could test to see what is this, the key fob or the actual handle itself, which is pretty cool. Let's go into this one, passenger presence. No, because some of these modules I don't really know them by heart. Let's see. No, not in that one. Maybe, might be back inside of the engine control module. I'm not sure. Active safety. Power steering. It doesn't have that anyway. Yeah, let's go back into the ECM because I believe that the security stuff may be stored in here. Because each car is a little different. Like, for example, in my red Buick, it's a different way you go into it's a different way that you go into the key module. But I think you can actually go back out to the actual special function, but it still should be in here somewhere. Sometimes it's just not obvious through here. So that's why it's good that they also have the special functions listed through the special functions menu. Compression tests. Okay. All right, let's go back out. Yeah, we're going through the special functions menu anyway, so we're going to go through all of that. But again, just to recap what's going on here is that I'm showing you this topology tree and gave you the basic information that whatever is on the same line, like power, for example, those same four modules, ECM, TCM, RD, CCM, TRCM, are kind of on the same network within the car. So if you're having a problem diagnosing some of that network, you may want to check those other modules, see if they have something, to do with that issue you're having. That's just one quick and dirty way you can use this topology. All right. So now, show you the reports. Let's just make a report real quick. We're going to hit report. And this is the diagnosis report. And now if you want, now you can see the mileage is in kilometers. Well, you can actually change that. When you hit save, you can hit change this to miles here, and it actually turned this to miles. And what you could do if you want to call, they don't have a drop down menu for pre-scan and post-scan, but you can actually just click this right here, put a dot, and just say let's see here, pre-scan, just like that. And then you hit OK, and there you have it. You see this is a lacrosse. This is the pre-scan. I have 40,735 miles, and it shows the app version, everything. In case if you had an issue with some sort of diagnosis, you can send this report to XTOOL. They might can help you out. And you hit save. Oh, I thought I already saved it. I did save it. Yeah, never mind. And so that's it. This is a diagnostic report you can share, and it just gives you a comprehensive layout of what had issues and what did not have issues. All right, so now let's exit this out of here. We're going to go back to the home screen here. Okay, so now we're going to go into the special functions menu. Now this thing, I didn't go into live. We'll go into some live data after this. I forgot to go into live data. So this thing here basically has all of this. This is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 38 special functions. Many of them you're familiar with. Some of them you may not be familiar. The familiar ones are going to be like, for example, oil reset, electronic parking brake reset, system restraint, key programming, body module reset, and so on and so forth. DPF for the diesel owners. Does this have AdBlue? Let's see. Not sure if it has AdBlue or not, but maybe it could be part of. Let's see. Okay, so I think some SCANTOOLs have the AdBlue reset. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the DPF on this car here. But anyway, I mean, on this SCANTOOL here, but just to show you for the sake of showing you. But this thing also, on some models, can do stop and start and reset. Like, for example, if you want to turn on or deactivate that pesky stop and start, feature, you can actually do that with some cars. For example, only a few: Infiniti, Mitsubishi, Nissan, and Benz and BMW. All right. So now another really, really fantastic thing about this thing is that this thing also does ECU coding. Okay. So if you go here to ECU configurations, you can see that Audi, Benz, doesn't work for every car, but a lot of these cars, this is a huge offering though. Audi, Benz, BMW, Ford, Skoda, Volkswagen, Volkswagen CV. Then there's some Chinese cars here, the Ford version of Chinese cars, and the SHVW. Other cars, Lexus, Mazda, Scion, Toyota, and Ford, and Lincoln. So you can actually, it's other, again, like I said, my car, I can't do any coding on this car here, but it could allow you to like turn on and turn off features like, do you want to say, have your mirrors to like face a certain way when you turn on a car? Do you want to, if you hit a certain button sequence on your key fob, will it roll? All right, so I'm back now. My camera overheated. So where was I at? I was with the ECU configurations here. And basically, I was saying that, just to repeat myself here a little bit, these makes of cars here from Europe, China, Asia, and the Americas, there is ECU coding options where you can actually change things about the ECU or change different features in the car, updates things and things like that. So research your car, find out how that works. I wish I can give a demonstration of that, but every vehicle I have, there's no possibility of me showing you the ECU coding options. But again, if you see that little PDF right in the corner, you click that PDF and up jumps this huge list. And look at this thing. This thing is 1,500 pages long. So this thing is not short on information. So they can tell you lots of things about what makes and models and what exactly can it do. For example, it can do the communication check, rear cooling unit check. It's so, oh my God, this is crazy. It's just so many things that it can do. But anyway, let's go back here. Let me just cut my car back on here because I had to let everything kind of die out here. So let's go back to what I wanted to show you was something about the keys or key programming. We're going to hit agreed. We're going to go to, let's see, Buick. Or GM rather. And then we'll just pick Buick from there. Let's see what we got here. I think, let me go back for a second. Let me redo something here. There we go. There we go. We want to, let's read security code. And this here is auto read, BCM, auto read, PIN, ABS, auto read, PIN, ECBM. Let's just see what will happen. This here is a 20 prior to 2016. No, sorry, dang it, wrong code, Harry. It's 2017 rather. Read PIN code. SCANTOOL is going to read the PIN code. This is type 3. Do you wish to continue? Scanner and hit OK. Scanner is communicating. And it's pulling some data just like that. As you can see, I'm inside of my Buick LaCrosse. Let's just see How's everything going to work here? I never had to add a key to this car. I'm sure it'll work just fine. I've done it to my 2010 LaCrosse. And I haven't added a key to my 2021 CRV, but I have just been into the key programming module and interface and just poked around. And I also done it on a few Nissans that I owned in the past. Never had any problem with the D8 reading any sort of information or data regarding key programming. So this here is just for illustration here. And let's see what else we got here. It's communicating, taking a little while, but we're getting there. And the next thing after I finish this portion here, and I just want to dive into some live data, because just to show you the grafting capabilities here. Let me check my camera here while I'm looking around again, because I had some, make sure my camera was still kind of nice, and I got a fan on it now, so that way that it should stay cool enough. And I got my windows down, because the problem is that I have it suctioned cupped to my sunroof, and the sun's coming straight through there. So anyway, there you have it. As you can see on the screen, there's the PIN code for my car here. And again, no problem retrieving that PIN code. All right, so let's just go back out to, let's take a look at one or two more things in here. Let's do, let's say remotes. Let's go USA. I just want to see auto. I'm wondering, will it tell you how many, can you really see how many remotes are tied to your car? And why this is important, if you bought a used vehicle and and there are, oh, no, we don't want to do that. No, we don't want to do that one, no. Let's check on that mobilizer, GM, Buick. Let's try this again. LaCrosse 2017 with Smart. Okay, so no, we're not going to do that. Let me back out of here. All right, I'm going to have to, hold up. Scanner reconnected, complete operation. Yeah, no, I don't want to program any keys. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to close out the entire software to make sure that, because I just don't want to have to go through that whole process. All right, so going back, reopening the software here, but as you can see, there's a lot you can dig into with this thing in terms of how well you can, how well you can dig into modules, program keys, ECU coding. So now let's just go take a look at some live data. Let's go ahead and see, can we get an auto scan real quick? Because I know sometime with the existing car that I have some type of, with this car here for some reason. Let me start it up. Because sometimes, and I've had this with another scanner where this car only, if you turn the key on engine off for some reason, the way this is, it's the ECU in this car, that you can't sometimes automatically connect to the ECU. And sometimes, as you see now, it went through. Usually it's much faster than that, but again, that's no fault of the SCANTOOL. I know this car here, it works just fine, but I've seen this on another, I've got 2 or 3 other what I call big SCANTOOLs. That's, when I say big SCANTOOL's worth $800-900, and it does the same thing. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go to automatic scan. We're just gonna go ahead and do a scan even though I don't need to. I could have just picked a module. What we're gonna do, let's just go ahead and pause right quick. And let's go to ECM. Let's go to diagnose, 3.6, automatic. And what we really want to do is just take a look at some live data. That's, again, they're very important. Check the camera out. Let's go to live data here. Oh, let's check the freeze frame as well. I'm gonna go ahead and do that since I lost communication. Yeah. All right, so let's check engine data. We'll just look at a little something here. As you can see, all of this stuff here. So we're just going to pick a few things, and I always pick the same things again. I always pick the oxygen sensors, short-term, long-term fuel trims, and it's usually, again, a good illustration of how this thing works. We're going to go ahead and hit custom. As you can see, what custom does, meaning that it pairs down the list, and these are the 8 that I have. I think you can, I don't know if you can pick more than 8, but I think if you pick 8, they'll put them all on the screen, I believe. So let's just go ahead and test that out. I'm going to hit graph, and there you have it. Well, you maybe even can put more because it shows 6 up top, but you see the other 2 down the bottom. And well, looking at the O2 sensor data, I mean, bank O2 sensors 1 and bank 1 and bank 2, they're oscillating as they should. Sensor 2 and bank 1 and sensor 2 and bank 2 are pretty steady as they should be. Fuel trims, well, you know, they should, short-term fuel trims are probably going to oscillate a little bit, and long terms are going to probably remain pretty steady. It will change a little, obviously, if you already know, it'll change a little bit based on the short-term fuel trim recommendations, so to speak. But again, my car is running pretty good. Everything is really near zero short-term. Long terms are pretty low at 7% and 2%. Got no issues there. So I just wanted to show you how this thing's graphs here. So what we're gonna do, let's just back up and go back to, now let's go back to list. Let's just click 1 here. As you see, if you click 1, let me hit down arrow, just that one graph will pop up. And you do got some options here where you see X1 with the X and the magnifying glass, and the other X1 with the Y and the magnifying glass, meaning that you got a few options to change the X and the Y axis a little bit. So you can get a little bit more detail if you need to see that. So for example, I'm looking at more detail in my sensor 2 data. It is showing a slight bit of oscillation. That's okay. You know, that's all right. But if you go back to the default setting, it just shows a steady line because it's just zooming out. And again, this is perfectly fine. So again, we can click things over here to make it in terms of like a gauge if you want to look at it that way versus like a XY axis graph. And you can put in values here that you want to say based on the make and model, what is the minimum and maximum values. So pretty cool. I think the graphing is pretty good on this unit. So with that said, I don't know if it's much more I can show you on this SCANTOOL at this point in time. I will be periodically doing videos with it, and if you got any suggestions, just, you know, put them down in the comments below. But again, this thing has 38 special functions, a plethora of bidirectional controls, stellar customer support, and all I can say is that it's wireless, and well, you're not tethered to your seat. And in this today's world, being wireless is pretty much almost becoming standard with almost any and everything. So with that said, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it and learning a little bit about my car in the process. And if you got any questions, please put them down in the comment below. There'll be a link to some resources in the pinned comment, including a link straight to this on Amazon.